city. Yeah, yeah. Traveling across this land. Yeah. Pure Bama, free man lifestyle. Ooh.
Yeah. What up, man? It's your boy Bama, the Rambler. I am the Rambler. And you know your boy is on the highways and in the byways, guys. Y'all know what time it is, don't you? It's time to get that bag. It's time to put in the work. It's time to get busy. And I want to thank y'all for coming through, man, on this beautiful Sunday. Hope all is well with everybody. Want to give you a major salute for tuning in to the boy called the Rambler. I am the Rambler from Bama. That's right, man. And definitely want to talk about the subject today. And we're going to tackle it from all kinds of angles because y'all already know I'm going to be all over the place. I'm a ramble. I'm a yell, I'm a ramble. I ain't gonna make no sense. I'm gonna just be talking out the side of my ears, my head, everything, right? So, with all being considered, y'all go ahead and hit the like button, man. If you're new, sub to the channel, Appreciate everybody for coming through because we gotta talk about these niggas. We gotta talk about these niggas. Yeah, man, we're gonna talk about the niggas today, the blats. We're gonna talk about the blats. But before we get started, man, before we get started on these blacks, I want to give a shout out to MJ Hines, man. Going to give a shout out to MJ Hines because the last show I did not catch him sending me a cash app. I want to give a shout out to MJ Hines because he sent me a cash app. Thank you, brother. I told you that the next time we go live that we was going to acknowledge your cash app. Definitely appreciate that for the support because every little bit helps, bruh. And it ain't really just a little bit, it is a lot of bit. You feel me? So shout out to MJ Hines for his contributions to the show. And speaking of which, we got to put that banner down for y'all to see how you can support the show here on this beautiful Sunday as I ride through America, aka the Matrix. Yeah. Thank everybody, man. Appreciate y'all for supporting, man. And again, appreciate you, MJ Hines, for the contribution on the Cash App. Is worth mentioning because again, you are a long-term and long-time supporter of the show. And of course, you know, we outside of YouTube, we are homeboys. We have had a chance to kick it a couple of times. So thank you, my brother, and salute to you. And hope all is well. We're gonna have to talk about the blacks, man. What's wrong with the blacks? The blacks! Yeah, the blacks. We gotta talk about the blacks, man. And listen, you know, before we even get started, man, we're gonna acknowledge some of y'all's comments. You're gonna call me a coon, you're gonna call me a sellout, you're gonna call me a Uncle Tom and a porch monkey and everything else, right? So what? And what you gonna do about it? Not a damn thing. Because I'm gonna be a coon ass niggas regardless, okay? And you're not gonna like what I'm about to say as it relates to these content creators, right? These innovators and these, you know, articulators of content. And I be it to say that shit is all drying up, bruh. Okay? If you look at how it started and how it's starting to sort of end, you can see that it is drying up. For example, I was sent, all right, a message, and this is the inspiration of the show, aka, you know, my homeboy MJ Hines sent me, right, a text. Now I'm not gonna put it up, but I'm gonna read it. Okay, we're gonna talk about what's wrong with the blacks and their so-called content. Austin Holloman asked the question. Are y'all ready? Strap on your seatbelts now. I want y'all to hold tight because it's going to get real crazy like, okay? Now, let's get this out the way before y'all, get to spurging out, spazzing out, crashing out, saying that I'm a hater. Okay, we got out the way. Okay, I'm a hater. I'm a hater. I'm a hater. Or, I'm a hater of all the content creators that's black. Okay, all right, we got that out the way. Austin Holloman asked the question: if he made a comic book about his travels, would you, as a supporter or as a sympathizer or whatever, would you buy it? Okay, would you buy it? Would y'all please type in the chat, would you buy an Austin Holloman travel comic book caricature as it relates to his so-called travel? Would you buy that shit? Again, my premise is that the black content creation thing is drying up. And this is a perfect example of when you lose or you're out of ideas. Okay? When you're out of ideas, you just come up with any and every damn thing to stay relevant. MJ said no. He put it in caps. He said no, he will not support an Austin Holloman comic book caricature of his travel. Right? Can you imagine? Let's just take let's just try to visualize what they look like. All right, y'all roll with me, man. If I get something off, correct me. Austin Holloman comic book caricature of his travel. Can you imagine a black Bart Simpson, right, with his passport cape, okay, and on his chest it shows, is that bad? It has the question, is it well, it is, it's not a question. It's that bad, rolled across his chest, and on his cape, it has a big ass U.S. passport on it. And he's flying from every country he has visited and those that he has not visited. He's able to get from this, for example, from Dallas to Thailand within a matter of 1 hour and 50 minutes. No, an hour and 50 minutes, all right? He put on his nigga cape, and he's able to fly from Dallas to Pattaya within an hour and 50 minutes. Okay? Then he zoom his ass like zoom the Philippines. He zooms and he dashes and he dances all the way over to the Philippines within a matter of 15 minutes. Then he dashes his ass all the way over to Brazil. Then he dashes his ass all the way over there to Czechoslovakia. Then he dashes his ass all over. He could travel the world within a matter of 24 hours, becoming an expert of every single one of these places within a matter of 24 hours. Think about it. That is the caricature of Austin Holloman comic book travel experience. That's what it entails. Not only that, in between countries, as he's flying, he's able to do seminars, he's able to do webinars, and he's able to do meetups, he's able to do Patreon, consultations. He's able to write books. He's able to do all of this shit in the midst of flying to all of the countries in the world. Matter of fact, he's able to go through the war zone in Iran, right? Even though war is going on, he's able to get in, dash out of Iran and still become an expert of all of the culture of Iran as he's moving and going to Costa Rica, right? I asked the question, would you buy the comic book of Austin Holloman, a a caricature of his comic book passport bro experience traveling the world, right? The Captain Passport bro here. This is how I know black content creation is a rap, because you got niggas fantasizing about them being a comic book caricature in the travel space. Now I know we do the AI, got guys who are doing the AI stuff, and they want to make themselves look like a superhero. And maybe Austin think of himself as a superhero. But the reality is this, Austin. You're not a pioneer for travel, okay? You're not an explorer, or you don't coin the motion of being a traveler, because everybody has traveled, some more than others. However, you didn't come up with this idea of traveling to different countries. You feel me? So my thing is this: when you run out of ideas, you think about yourself as a comic book caricature to uh, get more views, get more clicks, get more interest in your channel, because there is a level of stagnation that's happening to your channel. And so you got to come up with this fantasy of yourself being a comic book superhero. Okay? Now ain't nothing heroic about what you're really doing, okay? As in having superpower. Because if we all had the time and the money, then yeah, we would travel to different countries. However, it's not like a person that has a passport can't travel. They just choose not to in certain instances. Okay? What up with you, MJ? I mean, Mr. He said Captain Planet. He's a hero going to take pollution down to zero. Yeah, like he gonna suck up all the geopolitical situations around the world. He's gonna turn them into positivity, and he's gonna make everything like the reading rainbow. Uh-oh. he he's doing all of this shit while he's zooming his ass to different parts of the world. And again, this is what I personally come up and thought of when he sent me this. When MJ sent me this, I instantly thought about all of the things that he's attempted to do in his travel content, and I bottled all of that up into this comic book caricature, and being able to do all of this shit within 24 hours. Everything that he's attempted to do, he's able to do it within 24 hours. And matter of fact, he has a duplicate, so he could be in multiple places at one time. He also has the ability to do that. You feel me? I think it's funny that people like Austin, I'm about to get up off of him, because I got other things I kind of like want to allude to relating to the topic, that Austin is at a loss of ideas. Okay, there is no more ideas to be exhausted, because every idea has been exhausted. When you really think about it, when you think in terms of what has been shown, what has been experienced amongst all of the content creators, when you combine everybody together, I think just about everything has been covered. As it don't really matter if it's white guys, or YT guys, or if it's black guys. I think just about everything in the world has been covered in travel content. Okay, everything has been exhausted. Pretty much everything has been toured and explored. Okay, all you got to do is type it in on Google, Type it in on YouTube, and I'm sure somebody has done a video on it. Okay? So, if anything, you guys are getting a remix of the same song. Now, can you imagine somebody singing, um, let me just name a song, In Between the Sheets by the Isley Brothers? You have 500 people that does a remix to In Between the Sheets by the Isley Brothers. Can you imagine that? At some point, it's gonna get boring. Some point, people gonna say, "Well, damn, can we go on to something different, or can we just leave the In Between the Sheets point of reference alone altogether?" That's what I view. That's how I view the travel content. Well, you got guys that's always putting the women on there. You got guys that's always showing the same Parquet Yetis or the same goddamn Copacabana or going to the same Pattaya or the same Bangkok or the same whatever, right? It has exhausted itself, and people are now looking at it as, or they've been forced to look at it as, I need to now travel to these places versus me looking at a different content creator giving his spin on the place, right? It's a wrap. And it only denotes that you guys have ran out of ideas, because it's not like you're going to different places. You're going to the exact same places. Now, again, I'm not attacking these guys and I'm not hating on them. But we got to call to question like the checks and effects, right? We got to call the question of the Zoe Internationals. We have all seen these places already. Black YouTube is drying up. Content creating is drying up, because why? It's only so much you could view in these places because there are restrictions. Certain places are not going to let you put a damn camera up and let you show certain parts, certain things. And that's all for a reason. But what people fail to realize is that they think that if they go buy a new camera, if they go from a 3K to a 4K, that's going to make a big difference. No. People have already seen the place. It don't matter what the quality of the lens is. It's still the same goddamn place. You feel me? So it's a wrap. It's definitely a wrap, man. Butterflies in the sky, head ass. Yeah, man. Hey, they gonna sing about there's a ribbon in the sky for our love. Head ass. You gonna have 50 dudes singing that type of song in different ways. 50 different ways, but it's still the same goddamn subject, bro. You know what I mean? It's just like the red pill. The red pill done dried up. You know what I'm saying? All that shit done dried up because people have heard all the talking points. So now you're forced into a position of, what are you gonna do about it? What are you going to do about it? Okay? What are you gonna do about it? Travel is an evergreen topic. If you don't pigeonhole yourself into only one area to it. Yeah, but that's the thing, though. You're right. They have pigeonholed themselves into a small aspect of it. Okay, and what it come down to, and they get mad when people pigeonhole them into this idea that they just some mongerers or pookies or whatever, is because they only look at it from one lens. Smex tourism, right? Well, you pigeonhole yourself into that position because why? You have made content specifically about that. So now you want people to look at you as a damn librarian rather than the person that you present yourself as. And that's just the reality of it. You feel me? That's all it is. Dance and Bacon is a travel channel with 1 million subs, and she showed the food and all over the world. Yeah, but there's only so much she's gonna show it on you know. If she go and show it all the food in the world again, okay, people have seen that already. Not only just her, hell, it's gonna be many other people showing the same dish, same restaurant. Because let's face it, Most people that do this content was inspired by somebody to travel to that place, to go to that specific location or specific restaurant, right? So people will go to these places and do another review on it. Okay, now what that's doing is just encouraging people to go to the same place, and they're gonna do the same shit. Everybody agree, hey, yeah, Burger King in South America is great. Okay, yeah, let's go to South America, eat a hamburger. Let's go to South America just to eat the Burger King there. So now you got an echo chamber, right? It's just a reality, dog. But to my point, to ramble back to the point, right? We're doing an excursion, as Donald Trump would say. We're doing a little excursion away, right? What the black content creation is, they have reduced themselves to creating beef. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing they can result back to is let's beef on each other, let's hate on each other, let's denigrate and downgrade each other in travel experience. Okay? What is the overarching message of black content creating on the YouTube streets? What does that entail? What does that look like? Right? What does that look like? People have made their decisions, so there's no need to remix the same topic. MJ, remix new content creator. Hey, you the next content creator, he pops up and he says, "I want to do a video on Cartagena. I want to go to the same places as this content creator show." And listen, I've done it too, right? I've done it to a certain degree, but I don't do it. I just actually use the inspiration to go to the place because it's about action at this point. It's not about talking about it, remixing the same talking point. It's not about that. It's now about, okay, I see it, I'm interested, let's go, let's do it. But most people thinking that they're making some type of impact when in reality somebody have already done it. So it kind of loses steam when you just remix the same shit over and over again. It's like me doing food reviews from Waffle House. It's the same waffle. Hey, listen. Hey, watch this though, bro. Some of these dudes, and y'all heard them see, y'all heard them, have little beefs with each other about the same chick they done all went and smashed in the red light district. Like you got dudes actually fighting and arguing and trying to do a meetup with each other over a chick from the red light district. Like they beefing over that. Right? They want to show the next man that, hey, she really like me more than you, when in reality she look at both of y'all as a check. Right? Y'all, one of y'all that had, you got caught up in your feelings with her, and you want to put her on the screen, and she allowed you to put her on the screen, and then the other guy, she didn't let him put her on the screen, because in your mind you thinking, oh, she really want to be with me because she was able to get on the screen and she was able to do content with me. What? Nigga, you just paid her. You know what I'm saying? She looking at a dollar bill. She don't care about none of that. So you thinking in your mind she really like you, when in reality she just making $1 off of you. But then you turn around and beef with the next man because she didn't get on the screen with you. So you hate on him because he allowed her, or she allowed him to interview her and all this other shit. But she's a damn working girl, man. You feel me? Like we seen black content creators lose ideas, and the only thing they could result into is hating on each other, beefing with each other, downgrading, denigrating each other, and then they want the respect of all other nationalities, when in reality you have lost respect of yourself. That's the reality of it. Check. So at some point, that shit gonna dry up. And it is drying up. Have y'all noticed how quiet the YouTube streets are? Have y'all noticed that? The reasons for that is there's no more ideas. What you gonna tune in, to so and so, and his third trip to Pattaya, and what he gonna do? He gonna go to the same goddamn places with a different outfit on, right? All you want to do is see what kind of clothes he wearing and what chick he gonna get next. When in reality, he's going around the same people, doing the same shit, eating the same shit, right? Saying the same shit, right? And y'all call that content. No, that's called deception. That's called you scamming the people out of some donations when in reality it's not even content. And then you turn around and say you the hottest content creator on the YouTube streets. No, you're not. You're doing the same shit. It's not even worthy of hitting the go button or the go live button. What are you doing that's new? You're not creating no new phenomenon. You're not making headway in that country. You ain't getting no money. So black content creating is dead. It's done. All the points have been made. And so at this point, it's all about actions. It's all about doing. You feel me? Like, can anybody come up with any other ideas? What y'all want to see next? If you had a YouTube channel, what would you put out that's new from what everybody else has done? That would be my better question. What else would you do? And I don't want you to divert towards, well, that's you. You can't be innovative. Well, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm not innovative. I'm asking you now, since you got it all. Do you know it all? What content do you want to see from any one of these big ass YouTubers you support? What do you want to see from them next? What would be the next idea? Hey, we even can go to this extent. I want to see him go to Moscow. Okay, fine. Go to Moscow to do what? What are you going to do in Moscow? There's only so much a human going to do in these places. It wouldn't be no different from what he would do in any other place. What else would he do? What would he do different in Moscow? Well, he probably can't do this in Moscow. Okay, well, let's find a more friendlier country. What is he going to do next? What's next? See? See how dry it is? See how it's dry. Okay? It's dry. Next idea. Go to a different country, go to different countries and do different things. Well, cultures are slightly different. Okay? I am going to acknowledge that cultures are different. Music is different, mindsets are different. I get all that. They have different things to offer. Yes, that's true. But the core things that humans do are practically the same, but done in different ways. Okay? Now, it goes back to what I said earlier. The things that we are expecting to do different in these places, have they already been done as it relates to content creating? Have on YouTube. And I'm going to push back and say, yes, it has been done already. It's already been done. Because remember, there was a set of people, it was a set of people that, quote unquote, did this shit before black folks did it. Okay? And if black folks go do it, they ain't gonna get no views off of it because what most black people want to see is drama. That's what I'm alluding to this out of this whole shit. Drama, drama, drama. And they call that entertainment. Right? They want to see drama. They want to see crash outs. Okay? They want to see some damn conflict. They want to see something that is non-productive as it relates to their culture of people. And I be it to say that when you as an individual go to these places, you are an ambassador of a race of people. Okay? And so we already know that most of us are not interested as a culture, not individually, as a culture, you don't want to see that shit. How I know? Just go look at the view count. Anything constructive, anything that's not dealing with women or drama, ain't nobody finna watch this shit because it's not entertaining. Right? So it's only so much drama you gonna come up with. It's only so much conflict and crash out you can do in order to gain traction or whatever. All of that shit is really drying up, man. And you can tell it's drying up because why? You don't really you don't see a lot of it. It's not happening. Largely because people have gotten to the point where they're tired of it. Okay, the e-begging, for example, it's dead. It's over. Most people would look at that shit as a disgrace and an embarrassment to the race of men. So they're not going to support it. You may have a few strags that go and support it, but hell, these e-burgers are now getting jobs. They're not considering, hey, maybe I need to go half in with my subs in order for me to stay relevant in the YouTube. Right? So this shit is it's a wrap. Hey, I would say this, man, as a solution. If that's what y'all asking now, what we do next? This is the solution, right? This right here. Go get a fucking job, bro. Okay? Just go get a job. Stop trying to be Hollywood on YouTube because look, Hollywood is coming to YouTube. Hollywood is not looking for you to make a movie. That shit is over. Okay? When they created this YouTube and live streaming and all that shit, so many and all these and podcasting and all that, listen, that gave everybody an opportunity to do what they do. And it's not built for everybody to be successful. Okay? Them few little views that we get, you're not moving nothing. Let the people that's getting 40 and 50 and 60,000 views, let them people run this shit. But the majority of us need to be getting jobs. It's gonna be so many jobs available that making way more money you could dream of from YouTube. Real jobs are gonna be paying triple of that amount that you make if you just go out here and apply yourself. But see, some of you want to take shortcuts. You don't want to get out here and really work. You want to damn make a buffoon of your damn self by e-begging and only getting a few dollars. You rather do that shit than to get out here and get a real job. And so you get further and further and further behind in life when you're putting all your eggs in a YouTube basket. There's only so many ideas you're going to come up with, bro. Okay? There's only so much red pilling you're going to do. There's only so much passport broing you're going to do. Okay? It's just a law of nature, bro. Like, you're going to get tired of the same old shit. Hell, niggas, y'all going to get tired of me. You feel me? Like, It's just like listening to the same song over and over and over and over again. You're gonna get tired of hearing that song. You want to change into you're gonna change the song to a different tune, bro. And I'm telling you, these passport bros, red pillars, and all these other folks, panelists and all that, that shit getting old, man. And I'm saying it from, I guess, anecdotally or my experience. I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like I done heard so much complaining, so much bitching and crying about the same shit. Okay, you complaining, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it, bro? From your perspective, you'll say, well, I'm gonna get my ass up and do it again tomorrow. I'm gonna get my ass up and wash my face, brush my teeth, and I'm gonna still have the same damn complaint tomorrow. And if your mindset is built and predicated on that, then that means that you are not growing. It's no growth. You're stagnant. Your mindset is stagnant. And thus you can't complain about the inability to grow when you are the one that's in the way of that growth. What up with your Excel Pro? Salute to you for coming through, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all coming through. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Let me yep, evolve or die. Yeah, I think that's the point, Excel. You know, people are stuck in a time warp. They stuck in a certain stage of development, and that is, hey, I want to get up under the guise of this being my niche. You know what I mean? My niche is getting up here and sitting on the couch with a foreign chick. Or my niche is doing content creating about my experience overseas, but then I'm beefing with the next content creator because I think my content better than his. You know? That shit is over with, man. That shit is a wrap. And I've seen this same thing being played out um, in my 5 years being on YouTube. They've already talked about passport bros. Yep. Passport foes, passport hoes. Hey, yo, this is facts, mister. That's facts. That's big facts. You know what I mean? Like, we done heard that shit, bro. Like, okay, we got it now. Y'all don't like men traveling overseas for dating or experiencing different shit. You don't like men traveling um, for whatever reason they deem of why they went overseas. Okay, we get it. Y'all don't want black men traveling. Y'all want black men to stay on the plantation. Okay, we got that point. We see the hate. We see the, okay, we got it. So we've conceded to the point that we are lame and broke and dusty and ugly and we don't have a hairline and all that other shit. We got it. We've been called tricks and all that shit. We got it. Okay? Now what? What I mean, what if you keep calling us names, have that even changed anything? Has that changed anything? And the answer is no. Okay? It ain't changed nothing, and it will not change nothing. Honestly, the only way Baton Daniels Bangles is staying relevant is because of the drama. And again, black people love drama. He knows that, and his viewers knows that. That's why they engage in that. Because they have no life outside of drama and toxicity. As they say, misery loves company. The reality is this. Black folks are miserable, okay? And they incline themselves towards misery. That's all they want to do is be more miserable. And then boo-hoo, whine, and cry that they're miserable, and they complain about racism and all this other extra shit, when in reality, they are enacting the same behavior that they're complaining about. Okay? They cry about racism, but then be racist towards each other. But then you say, well, you're racist towards each other. And they say, no, we're just violent because of proximity. No, nigga, you're a racist. And you have done way more to yourself than a racist could ever dream of. Okay? So that's all they're inclined towards, bro. Listen, the Klan don't need to be in existence. Hell, there is a such thing as the Black Klan. That's the only thing they know, bro, is to be hateful towards themselves. I think the message that I'm screaming is, you gotta find something different to do, man. And I think the only thing is to do is to go to work, man. Do more work and less talking. They got the Kevin Samuels aspirations to blow up. Nah, that's not gonna happen, bro. It ain't gonna happen, XL Pro. Anton and all the rest of them want to be bigger than Kevin Samuels so bad, and they will gamble away their reputation and not only themselves but their family. They're willing to sacrifice those people and even themselves just for a quick buck. They rather go through public scrutiny in order to make money, when in reality that's just short term. My question would be this: how much longer you think he gonna be able to do this shit? You think he gonna do it? He said he been on YouTube for what, 11 years, 10 years, or some shit like that. So is he gonna be able to put in another 15 years and retire from YouTube? Can you imagine Anton doing this shit for the next 15 years to retire from YouTube? No. Here's the thing, folks. If you want to call yourself an entertainer and you're just entertaining people, then all entertainers have an expiration date, my guy. Everybody does. Hell, even Bob Costas had an expiration date. You feel me? Yeah. Marv Albert. You know, these were commentators who were calling basketball games. Hell, even Amar Rashad. I mean, every entertainer, every person in the limelight has an expiration date. Okay? You're not gonna do this shit forever, bro. You're not gonna do this shit forever, man. They sell their soul for it. Yeah, and that's the point. They've done it, but selling their souls for it is not long term. It's short term. Excellent point, MJ Hines. He said Austin needs to go back to Dallas and cut them Clippers on. But you know what's sad though? He would look at that as a failure. He would see that as a failure. My thing is, what makes it a failure is the fact that you're in denial of the reality that you're living in. When you only make enough money just to travel to the next country, and then your actions are geared towards hoping that somebody will support your YouTube channel, as in giving out super chats and getting donations, then that means that you have not recognized that could be cut away from you. For example, the Airbnb situation. That's just one aspect of your travel. Hell, they took that away from you. Okay? So your travel arrangement has been somewhat compromised in the sense of it limits your ability to get a place to stay, right? You have limited your opportunities to live in certain places. It has stripped away a bit of comfortability of going to Airbnb, right? They took that away from you. Just imagine them taking your channel away from you, right? And it's not a guaranteed if you push everybody or funnel everybody towards Kick. That's not guaranteed to be successful, right? And this is why this is a big mistake for guys to put all their eggs into the social media basket. So the more sustainable thing for him is to get his ass back to Dallas to cut hair. That's if you are $100,000 barber, in which I highly doubt that shit. But Austin said he made six figures cutting hair, so why not go back to that? Yeah, I mean, the question would be, is he making six figures on YouTube? Is he? He might. But what has a bigger risk? What has a bigger risk? Now, my thing is this: if you want to limit it to the women or the culture of women, it seems to me that it's not like you're married. It's not like that you really got into a serious relationship. I mean, yeah, we seen you have, tried to wife up a chick from Namibia, wherever she's from. Yeah, we got that, but you have deviated from your original point of why you travel, and that was to show that dating overseas is better than dating in the States. Remember, that was the initial blow that he sent to the American dating culture. Hey, is that bad? And I want to go overseas to show that the quality of women overseas is better than the women in America. So when we look at the risk of taking that trip and going overseas trying to find the love of your life, it's not really working for him. Especially when he has the access, because he's there longer than your weekend warriors. Then what's the point of traveling overseas when you deviated from your original point of going? So you're taking a risk of your safety and all this extra shit, and like again, your living situations is getting compromised. I think you would be more stable if you just take your ass back to Dallas. That's just the point. Ego and entitlement destroys men. Yeah, again, I got 100,000 subs. Not me, but I'm just saying in their case. I got 100,000 subs. I'm entitled to keep doing content, even though I'm only getting maybe an eighth in viewership of the 100,000 subs I have. That's kind of strange, right? You got 100,000 subs, but you're only getting 20,000 views, 10,000 views. And according to him, he said that if you got to get 40,000 views in order to make $300. Okay, you barely even making $300 a video. How many videos you do a week? You might do 3. Okay, the total of 3, you might end up with about $800 a week. Okay, you might do 700 a week. All right, 7 times 4, 2,800 for the month. 7 times 5 in a 5-week period, right? You may get 3,500 a month. Okay, cool. You settle for that, and that is questionable because you don't really know if you may do something to get your channel struck, or even if you don't do anything, somebody may be offended by your content regardless to what you do, and report your channel, and now your channel can be suspended. So then what are you left with? Instability. That's what you left with. Okay? So your ego says, I got 100,000 subs, so I gotta continue to keep doing YouTube because the people want to see me. People want to know what I'm doing next. The people want to realize that the people want to imagine what I would look like as a comic book caricature, right? So I come up with all these idiotic ideas to suggest that I'm being relevant on YouTube, and then all that shit fails because it's not making enough money for me to sustain myself overseas. Damn, last time I had enough hair to get a haircut, George Bush was still talking about weapons of mass destruction. Oh man, yeah, I can relate to the not having no hair thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, forehead is getting bigger and shit, but this generation of people got enough hair, so he needs to go back and cut their hair, man. And all the content he has done, he can always play that in his barbershop and do content from the barbershop. He could do reaction videos from the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? That's a great platform to do it at. Versus in these from these place to place things. Appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Hit the like button if you're new, sub to the channel. As we ramble on, we're gonna ramble on for another, I guess, 7-8 minutes. If you guys want to come up, feel free to come up. Is the back content creation is it dying off or what? Hit the link, hit the link, hit the link. If you want to come up, come on up. Barber vlogs, yeah, he could do the barber vlogs. You know what I mean? Do it from the barber shop. But again, they look at that as a failure if they come back home as if the dollar is not still the top currency. And it's going to always be the top currency as long as all of us live. Okay? The dollar is not going to collapse no time soon. Okay? Now, I know it takes a little dip here and there, but it's still going to be king. Because what y'all fail to realize that if the dollar dipped, that means all other currencies are going to dip as well. Okay? The dollar is the world currency, dog. How I know? Because the business language is English. Okay? That's the business language. That's the business language. So, listen, you're not a failure for coming home and doing your travel content from the barbershop. Period. Yeah, he kind of suggested that he wanted to do that one time. But I don't know, he just don't have a stable place to stay. Personally, I don't think black travel has even started to take off yet. Most of it is geared towards black men, and we're the only 7% of the U.S. population. Well, I'm not sure what will. I'm not sure what that looks like when you say take off. But I would say that some of these bigger YouTubers that have visited the same place over and over and over again, and they've visited multiple countries in Africa. They visited a few places in Europe. They visited several places. I think that, to your point, we have not tackled Cuba. And by the way, just keep an eye on Cuba because they are now negotiating with America, and maybe we're going to start seeing some Cuban content from black men. Venezuela, keep your eyes out on that. I do see that that's going to open up at some point once it becomes a lot safer and a lot tourist friendly. So there are a couple countries, and even possibly Iran. Once they get that thing cleaned up over there, maybe we'll see some content from that country. Because based off of what I've seen in documentaries relating to Iran prior to the Ayatollah, Iran was more westernized than it is now, 47 years ago. So are they going to go back to uh, that particular type of culture? It's possible. It's possible if them proxies don't go in there and try to keep it back, keep it, ran as a religious regime, then maybe it will get back westernized. But there are, several countries that could be opened up for black content creators to go in and do content in. It's possible. It should be very obvious that is for us, while also appealing to the masses. I think there should be more channels like Passport Heavy and a few others I could name that covers different things. I think that those are the only people that should be doing black content creating. All these degenerates that's doing content, I think those people should be wiped off of YouTube. Okay, I think all their channels should be taken off. Okay, I think black men should only have about 5 or 6 legit channels. Okay, that do legit content to represent black men. I think the rest of us should just travel off of their lead or off of their information. I just believe that shit. All these new channels, and I'm including myself on that because I'm not a content creator. Okay, I would concede to being represented by a guy like Passport Heavy. I would concede to people like that. I'm not ego driven like that. I think those guys represent black men probably best. Check and effect people like that. Yeah, I would concede to people like that. You know what I mean? I think black men should, going back to XL Pro's point, that if they can swallow their ego and their entitlement, if they can get rid of that, then we can move a lot further. But I think a lot of us should follow their lead and just go with that. Yeah, degenerate stuff not outnumbered Passport Heavy. Yeah, degenerate stuff should not. It should, yeah, exactly. It should not outnumber the Passport Heavy types. People of his types, you know what I mean? Uh, so shout out to Passport Heavy. But people like that should lead the way when we talk about travel to content. You know, I be it to say, even though I had a couple of pushbacks about Zoom to Thailand, I think he does excellent content. He's informative, but my only pushback with him is black men destroying Thailand. Black men are not destroying Thailand. You know what I mean? I went and saw that for myself, and that's a myth. Okay, that's just a myth, and is exaggerated on YouTube. That's just for people to do content, you know. And I think we have this innate nature to downgrade each other. You know what I mean? We just have that. It is just in us, and we can't get rid of that cancer of tearing each other down. But the reality is, we got to stop exaggerating shit that some guys do. It's not taking over these places. We got to get rid of that lie. And I think that people like Passport Heavy, they don't focus on shit like that. You know what I mean? They just do the content. They just give out information. And once we pivot to that, I think that the black travel space would be straight, you know, and we won't get the bad rap that we've been getting, especially on YouTube. That's what I see. Y'all got anything else? We right at a mark, 1 hour mark. What else y'all got for me? What else y'all got for me? Otherwise, we don't get off of it. We was able to knock out an hour. Said we good. Okay. All right. Well, if everybody good, if you was entertained for this hour that I've given, then I did my so-called job. Yep, I did my job. So you gonna send me something later? Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. We did what we did. I said what I said. I mean what I said, and it's up for debate. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you're opposed to it, hey, I respect that. But hey, I'm gonna consider it. All right. I'm not a narcissist, but I consider it and maybe do a video on it and push back or agree with you. You feel me? So with all of that being the case, we're gonna get out of here. This is your boy Bama, the Rambler. I'm out of here. Y'all have a great one, man.